Hello.
Hello, hi.
Yes, good evening to you, Alvina.
Good evening to you.
Yes, how are you? Did you have a good weekend?
Yes.
All right, okay. So, what did you do over the weekend? How did you spend the weekend?
I I just thought, what did I do?
Okay, you forgot already.
I remembered. I
Mm-hmm.
have class for learning other languages on
Oh,
Saturday.
I forgot what it is.
It's Thai languages.
Yes, Thai language, I remember now. Okay. So you said I just thought what I did. All right. So in this case, if you're trying to remember, all right, I'm trying to recall
I'm
what
trying
I
to
did.
recall.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to use the word recall. All right.
Recall.
Yes. All right. So recall means to remember.
Recall. So we use the same vocabulary on we recall. We want to someone to return telephone to me, and I called it recall, isn't it?
Actually, you call that callback.
Call back. Oh,
Alright?
okay, I see.
To recall means to remember.
To
Alright?
remember.
To call back means to call someone after they called you.
After they calls me.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, let's say for example, someone called your office but
Yes.
you were not there. So you had to call, right?
Oh, oh,
So you call that call back. I have to call back.
call back.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. All
And
right. Now, if you want to call again, you don't say to recall, but it's more like to call again.
call again.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All
And
right.
I remember you have something. You have your schedule on last Tuesday.
Ah,
Is
yes.
that schedule okay, or is finally great?
Well, actually, we just had a training last Tuesday.
Oh,
Yes. It's in the afternoon. That's why. Right. It's more about writing
right.
and grammar.
Oh, is big exam for training?
Well, not really, but I just need it for my other job.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So we are required by our company to attend. That's why.
Oh,
Mm.
why is grandma and other is hot?
It's writing.
Oh, for English or for uh, the grammar and writing is for English.
Okay. It's like this. In our I have a new job in the company, and we are what we call digital copywriter. So digital copywriter is we make script, all right, for the videos that we are going to make.
Oh,
All right. So we have to write it in English,
yes.
and of course, we need to properly use grammar. We have to properly use the words. So we just have to refresh our grammar knowledge.
Oh,
So we had to do the training. So it's more like how to write and what is a correct grammar, things like that. Because you know, I think it's the same with you, Alvina. Grammar is a really difficult subject for any English or non native speakers.
yes.
Even for native speakers, grammar is really a difficult subject, right?
Oh, yes. I agree.
So
Because
that.
when I went to America
Mm-hmm.
and the people who is America, they don't care about grammar. They
Mhm.
just talk what they want to talk.
Exactly, right? Especially black Americans, they just say whatever they want to say, right?
Yes.
So they don't really care about grammar, that's why. Alright,
Mm.
so it's really important because especially if you're doing it professionally, if you're doing it for your job, you must be very careful when it comes to grammar.
Oh yes. Oh,
Alright, so anyway, are you ready to study our lesson?
oh yes.
Alright, okay. So we are going to study our lesson now, and this is still useful expressions, and we're going to discuss some of the expressions here. So let's start with the first one. The first one here is, can you please read?
Yes. The best exercise is to exercise discretion at the dinner table.
Alright, so the best exercise is to exercise discretion at the dinner table. What do you think it means?
I think it just told us don't eat too much at the dinner time.
Why do you think it means don't eat too much?
Because you need to description.
Okay. Alright. So when we say discretion, what does it mean?
It means you need to think more and more carefully,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Alright. Well, actually, when you say discretion, it means choice.
Choice.
Alright. Or the right to make a choice or based on judgment. All right.
Oh,
Let's say for example, let's say okay, um, it is the company's discretion
yes.
whether to give bonus or not. All
Oh,
right. So meaning to say it is the company's choice. It
yes.
depends on the company. It is their discretion. It is their choice.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So that is the meaning of discretion. In other words, it means choice based on judgment. All right. So
Yeah.
going back here, the best exercise is to exercise discretion at the dinner table. So in other words, it only means that if the best exercise is to practice choosing the right food, maybe, or making good choices at the dinner table.
Oh,
All right.
it means you need to eat much more healthy at the dinner
Yes, it
time.
could. Yes, it could mean that, right? It means that you have to be careful on what you choose, what food you choose, right? It
Yes.
could also mean to exercise discretion on how you eat, the manner that you eat something, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes, especially if we are from different countries, if we are to we are eating together with people from different countries, they have a different table manner, right? So you have to be very careful about your table manner, right?
What is table manner? Is
Table manner.
table.
It's how you behave at the dinner table.
Oh,
All right? Like, for example, it's like this. In Korea, the first person who should eat first or should start eating first should be the older or the eldest.
oh yes.
All right? So,
It's the same in Taiwan.
all right. So, that is one example of table manner, right?
Table manner.
Yes.
Oh,
All right. So, meaning to say, the do's and don'ts when you are eating or when you are dining, right, at
Yes.
a table or at a restaurant, or maybe in a business lunch or a business lunch meeting or a gathering, things like that, right?
Yes.
So again, it's like this: the way you eat your food or the way you behave at the dinner table. All right. Like for example, can you tell me one table or what are some popular table manners in your country? What
Um.
should people do and do not do?
Oh. We cannot put our chopstick into our rice in our bowl.
All right, okay.
Can you
So
understand?
you,
Maybe I can
mm,
draw you a picture.
and okay, you mean to say you put it in a bowl? I understand.
Oh,
Okay.
you understand? And
Mm-hmm.
it's similar to oh you teach me before uh how to say
Taiwan,
yes
mm-hmm. Japan, Korea.
no Taiwan
Mm-hmm.
how to say
Okay, so okay, well that is how you
Sacrifice.
use that's more about the dishes that you use for the food, right? But table manner is more like how you act in front of the food or how you act in front of the people eating. What should you do and what you shouldn't do when you are eating or when you're together with some people eating. All right.
oh
So, mhm.
table manner
Yes. For example, Alvina, is it okay to speak when your mouth is full of food?
oh no
No. So it's part of a table manner.
oh
You, that's how you should not behave. You don't eat or you don't speak when when your mouth is full.
yes
Okay? So one more thing. Do you think it's okay to, let's say, drink to eat your soup noisily?
um
Noisily.
in Taiwan we don't
All right. So in Taiwan it's not a good table manner, right?
yes
All right. So those are table manners. All right. So what should you do or you shouldn't do? All right.
yes
Alright, okay. So again, going back to our expression, so the best exercise is to exercise discretion at the dinner table. It could mean like choosing the food, or it could mean that choosing your manner.
choosing the manner oh
Yes,
okay
how you act when you are eating.
okay
Alright? Okay. Alright. So let's go to number 5.
yes more and more food is coming can candid or prepacked in, including food or sauce.
Alright, okay. So this one here, just be careful, Alvina. This one is canned.
Can't.
Alright, do you know canned?
No.
Canned means it's in a can.
I know can.
Alright. How about prepackaged?
Prepackaged I think is put the food into plastic bag
Alright,
and bring
okay.
it home.
Alright, okay, exactly. Or, well, it's wrapped or it's in the container already. Right? Like, let's say, for example, hmm, let me think of a prepackaged food. So, but it's in a plastic, that's correct. right? If it's not canned, it's in a package like a plastic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it says here more and more food is coming canned or pre-packaged, including food for thought. So what does it mean?
It means, I think it means the food can put, can have much more life.
Mm. What does it mean when we talk about food for thought? When you say food for thought, what does it mean?
Is we thinking about this food?
No. Food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yes. What do you think it means when you say food for thought?
Uh, Means
Thought is not something that you can touch, right? It's more like something that you can
think.
feel or think about, right?
Yes.
All right. So what do you think is food for thought?
Food can thinking.
All right.
Or food can have much more price, can
all right.
sell more expensive.
Okay. All right. So food for thought means it's not really a food. It's not really a food, but rather it's something that that you should think about, something that you should think about or consider carefully. All right.
Oh,
Yes. All right. So it's not really food. All right. Now there is also what we call food for the brain. All right. Food for the brain is food that is good for the brain. Food that is good for that can make our brain healthy.
smarter. Oh,
But it could also mean that food that can make us smarter.
can make us smarter.
Yes, all right. So food for thought, it's more like things that we think about. All right.
Yes.
Right. So it says here that more and more food is coming canned or pre-packaged. hmm So when you say canned or pre-packaged, what do you think it means?
It's the food look more pretty or delicious.
Are you sure?
Oh, uh,
Mm,
it can stay longer.
are you sure?
Or what this means.
All right, okay. So why do you buy a canned good? Why is there a canned good or a prepackaged food?
Why did I buy?
Yeah, why do people buy canned goods or prepackaged good?
Uh, because it's convenient.
Yes, and do you have to cook
No.
if it's canned? Usually you don't, right?
Yes.
So it's ready made. It's ready to cook, they call it.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, I
Right.
see. Oh.
Right. So it's ready to cook and you don't have to exert effort to make it, right?
Yes.
So let's say, for example, you want to eat fish, there is already canned fish,
Fish.
right? So you don't have to catch it from the sea and then cook it, or maybe um, clean the fish and then cook it yourself, right? You don't have to exert so much effort.
Yes.
Right? So it says here more and more food is coming or pre-packaged, including food for thought. So meaning to say a lot of people now they don't have their own way of thinking, right? They they don't have their own opinion, all right?
Yes.
Usually they just follow other people's opinion,
Oh.
right?
Can you spell opinion?
Okay, let me put it here. Opinion. A
Opinion.
lot of people now don't have their own opinion, right?
Yes.
They just agree or follow other people's opinion or way of thinking because it's convenient, right?
Yes.
All right. Like for example, when people vote, when people elect a politician, let's say a mayor,
Yes.
some people they don't really think about it carefully, right? It's something that you have to think about,
Yes.
right? Who you're going to choose. Should I choose this candidate or should I choose this another candidate, right?
Yes.
But some people they just follow what other people tell them,
Oh, yes.
right? So let's say your mother told you that it's you should vote for this, blah blah blah. So you just follow it. You don't have your own opinion. You don't really think much about it because it's more convenient to just follow other people's opinion.
Yes.
Mhm.
If I don't have any experience, I will
Mhm.
follow. But if I
Uh,
tried, it's
mhm.
not really well or not really uh or I have other thinking.
Mhm.
Maybe I have my own opinion next time. But the first
Yes.
time I just follow.
Exactly, right? All right.
Yes.
Especially when you're new, you just get what other people say, right? You just
Yes.
follow what other people say. But eventually when you're experiencing, you will have your own thought
Y-
too,
Yes.
right? Okay. So do you agree with it? Do you think a lot of people now don't have their own opinion? They just rely on other people's opinion?
I I found Taiwan's children.
Oh,
They follow their parents' opinion, just
like in
like the rule.
rule.
Yes, just like the
Oh.
how to say that? We say that
Legal.
legal, just like legal.
Mm,
they uh they are not really scared about their parents, but
mm-hmm.
they don't have their own opinions. They just listen to their parents' suggestion.
Ah, so they don't have their own opinion, so they just follow their parents.
Yes,
Oh.
even they would like to say no, but
Mm-hmm.
they just think, not
Mm-hmm.
do.
All right. So their way of thinking is also dependent on their parents, right?
Yes,
All right. So yes, we can consider that as a canned thought or a prepackaged thought because it's like their parents is giving them their own opinion and they just follow it. They just accept it,
yes,
right? Without thinking about it.
yes. So
Mm.
in Taiwan, we call that parents airplane parents.
Ah, okay. All right. So air, but why airplane?
Uh, maybe it's not
Maybe helicopter parents?
oh
No?
yes, it's helicopter.
Yes,
Mm,
helicopter parents. Maybe parents who always look at their children's
yes, and oh
activities. Mm-hmm.
yes, and always look after, take care about their children.
Right, so you call that helicopter parents.
So it has some problem in the Philippines.
I think it's not really a problem here.
Oh, not a problem.
Yes, because I think people are more open-minded,
Yes.
so they give their children freedom, but sometimes parents give too much freedom,
Oh,
right? So sometimes their children go astray, right? So go astray means to go on a different path, usually a path that is not so good. Mhm.
go on a different path.
Yes, to go astray, to lose their direction.
Oh, I see. Maybe they have their uh wrong way.
Hmm. Yes, exactly. All
So,
right. So because they are given so much freedom.
mm,
All right. So sometimes people are like that. They go astray because they are given too much freedom, right? So sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's not good, right?
yes,
All right.
is always be the lesson.
Yes, exactly. How about your parents? Are your parents helicopter parents?
I think they are.
Mm.
How to say? I think I thought
Mm-hmm.
they would like to be,
Mm.
but they get up.
You mean to say, I thought they were,
Oh, I thought they were.
but they aren't, right?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good at least, right? Your parents give you more freedom. But
Yes.
are you the type of child who follow your parents' opinion?
Um, I, in my way,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I, I think Taiwan children, uh, for the because children we didn't have experience when we was little,
Mm-hmm.
so we just follow our parents.
Mm.
Mm.
So that's because you don't have your own experience, right?
Yes,
Mm.
but for me when I grow up, I I just I found say no is not special thing. Say
Mm.
no is I is a way I should to do.
All right, I see. So I think that's true, right? But usually you understand that when you're older, right? But
Yes,
when you're still very young, you don't realize that you should think for yourself, right? All right,
yes,
okay. So that's great. Now let's go to number 6.
yes. There is a new diet
Diet.
diet that will reduce weight like nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a new diet that will reduce weight like nothing else. Okay, I think. Okay, all right. There's a mistake here. Okay, let me just fix this one because this one should be together here.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the expression. All right.
nothing else like there's
Mm-hmm.
new diets.
Yeah, so can you please read it for me?
There is a new diet that will reduce weight like nothing else. It's called the high price of food.
Alright, do you understand what it means?
It says means I don't have enough money to eat high price of food, so I I suggest for the diet.
99% correct.
99%?
Alright. Okay, it's just a choice of words, alright?
Oh,
It should be Alvina, alright? Um because it's like this. Because of high price because of the high price of food, people are forced to eat less.
oh yes.
Right? So let's say for example before there in our country there was what we call well sort of a rice crisis. So few well actually last year we had a problem because there is no cheap rice. So some people they are forced to buy expensive rice, but they have to limit their consumption of rice.
What means consumption?
Alright, consumption means
Consumption.
use or okay, how can I say this? When you say consumption means that the use or the when you consume something.
Consume
Right?
something.
Yes.
Okay.
So for instance, okay, for instance, when you eat food, you consume food.
Yes.
Alright? Right? So that is consumption. When you used up or when you eat food. Right? So those are the meaning. Well, not only food. Okay. It's like this. Okay, let me just type it here for you. To use up resources like food, just like food, water, etc. Right? So when you say consumption, that means like to eat, right? When you're talking about food,
Oh,
let's say rice consumption. So it's more like how much rice you eat or how much rice you eat in a day or in a month.
oh,
That's your consumption.
consumption.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Do you agree with this? Do you think people are forced to eat less when the food's price is high?
I agree when uh I agree this when people in their own country.
Mm. So meaning to say if they are in another country.
Yes. For example, uh, when I went to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
even the food it was in a high price. I
Mm-hmm.
will try it
Mm-hmm.
because maybe this time is the last time I can eat this food.
Ah, so it depends on the situation and it depends on what place you are in, right?
Yes,
Mm.
so if I'm in Taiwan or in the place I live in, I
Mm.
will choose I will follow this sentence.
All right, okay. This expression
Yes.
or this what you call this expression.
Oh
Okay.
yes, expression. I will follow this expression.
All right. All right. Okay. So in other words, when you're on a trip, you don't usually limit, right?
Yes.
what you eat because you want to enjoy the food, especially the local food in that
Yes,
place,
yes,
right?
exactly.
All right, okay, so that's great. Now let's go to the next one. So, can you please read this one for me?
Yes, most kids think a balanced diet is a hamburger in each hand.
Mm. Do you understand?
It's a hamburger in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they eat two hamburger is balanced.
Yes, because when you say balance, it's equal,
Yes,
right? It has the same weight, right? So one hamburger on the left hand and one hamburger on the right hand.
yes.
So what do you think it means?
Uh, I think the hamburger in this experience means not healthy
Expression.
food. Oh yes. Expression is uh the food without healthy
All right, unhealthy food.
or unhealthy food.
Mm.
So the kids think uh even they want to have a balanced diet, they still eat unhealthy food. They
Mm.
have wrong way to have a diet.
Mm. Do you think kids know what is a balanced diet?
Balanced diet is,
Do you think kids know what is a balanced diet?
I
Do you
think they are not really understand it.
All right, they do not really understand.
Yes,
All right, okay. So you said they are not really understand, so it's much better if you say they don't really understand it.
oh,
All
they
right.
don't really understand it.
Okay. All right.
So
Mhm.
I think it means the kids eat less but
Mhm.
high calories food when they are
Mm.
diet.
All right. So in other words, they don't really think of diet. They don't really understand it, right?
Yes,
Usually, children they eat the food they love,
yes,
right? And they don't like eating healthy foods such as vegetables, right,
oh,
and fruits. So for them, they just want to eat delicious food.
yes,
All
the food
right.
they love.
Yes, and usually they are unhealthy, right?
Yes.
When you were a kid, were you also like that?
Uh, I'm not sure because I think I'm special. I love
Oh,
vegetable and fruits.
oh, I see.
Yes,
So maybe it depends on parents.
maybe. But I really don't love McDonald's,
Mm.
KFC. I think I have much more choice.
Ah, well, maybe because your mom prepares food for you.
Not really.
Oh,
Oh,
did your mom forbid you to eat junk food?
mm,
No.
not really. But
Mm.
uh, oh, maybe she did when I was
Mm.
a kid.
Ah,
Yes.
all right.
But when I grow up, I
Mm-hmm.
have more freedom.
Ah, all right.
Yes. So even
Mm.
I can choose what I can eat, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't choose McDonald's and other fast food.
Ah, because I think that's because you already got used to the taste of vegetables,
Oh yeah,
right?
maybe.
All right. Well, I think it's because of the parents too. When your parents let you eat all unhealthy food when you were young, I think that when you grow up, you'll continue doing that.
Oh,
you'll
yes.
continue eating and enjoy unhealthy food. But if your parents teach you or taught you to eat more healthy foods, I think that you can enjoy more healthy foods, right?
Yes.
All right, I see. Okay, we're done there. So we're done with that expression. So it's time for us to go now to number 9. So can you please read this for me?
Eating plenty of onions and
Garlic.
garlic will help you live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Claim dietary authorities authorities
All right. Dietary. Dietary.
dietary
Yes.
authorities,
Mm-hmm.
but you will die very lonely.
All right. So it sounds like this one. Dietary.
Dietary.
All right. Okay. Do you have any questions here before we continue?
Yes. Uh, I think onions is vegetable. Garlic
Yes. It's
is.
a kind of spice.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And what means clam territory?
All right. So let's talk about the word claim first. All right. So
Yes.
when you say someone or some people claim something, it means like they suggest. All right. So they say something. All right. For example, let's say okay, it's like this. Um, we usually use this, for example, in territory, right? Boundary, right? In Korea and Japan has what we call a territorial dispute. Territorial dispute. Do you know territorial dispute?
Not really.
All right, okay. They are fighting on about territory. Right, there is an island that Japan say that
Yes.
is part of their country, but Korea say that it is part of their country. So
Oh,
that is claim. So you tell or you state or you like assert that something is like this or something is like that. All right.
yes.
So here, claim is like stating or telling that something is like this or that. All right. So
Yes.
so it says here, eating plenty of onions and garlic will help you live longer. Claim said dietary authorities. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Or according to dietary authorities. All right.
according to.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Only that.
Uh,
Okay. So let me post the meaning here for you. All right. Okay. Claim. Right. Claim means to say that something is true or a fact. Right.
mm,
All right. For example, she claimed that she is from a wealthy family. So it's like she's saying that the fact is she is from a rich family. All
yes.
right. All right. So that is the meaning of claim. So for example, another example is some scientists claim that coffee is good for our body. So meaning to say some scientists
Yes.
say that something is true, that coffee is good for our body.
Black coffee?
Yeah, black coffee.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, what do you think it means when you say eating plenty of onions and garlic will help you live longer? Claim dietary authorities, but will die or you will die very lonely.
I guessed uh, the onion and garlic can let you live longer,
But
but the people beside you, like the people without eating onions and garlic beside you are not live they live short. So even you live longer, but uh, the people beside you already dead.
okay, because
Because onion and garlic are healthy.
all right.
Are
Ah,
healthy
okay.
foods.
Mhm. Okay. Do you eat onions and garlic?
Yes.
What happens when you eat onions and garlic?
It tastes spicy.
What happens to your breath?
Breath.
Mm. The smell, breath means like the smell of your mouth. How does your mouth smell when you eat onion and garlic?
Oh,
Does it smell good?
not really.
All right. So usually when you eat onions and garlic, they smell bad, right?
Let me try again.
Mhm.
Uh, the onions and garlic.
Mhm.
When you eat onions or and garlic,
Mhm.
it smell not really well, and
Mhm.
the person beside you already run away because of smelling.
Yes, will avoid you. Or
Avoid. Oh,
yeah, avoid or stay away from you.
stay. Oh,
All right. Okay,
is
avoid or stay away from you. All right. Okay. So that's
Exaggeration.
correct. Like for example, some countries they eat too much. They eat too much garlic and onions. So
yes.
sometimes not only their breath, but sometimes their body doesn't smell that good.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
because
because
they.
uh,
Mhm.
because I thought I heard
Mhm.
India India eats a lot of onions.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Every India dish, they put a lot of onion in it.
Mm. Well, there in our country there are many Indian nationals. Some of them does not smell really good.
Oh,
Yes, but it depends. I think it also depends on the person, because some Indian national, even though they eat too much, right, onions and garlic, they still manage to smell nice
oh,
somehow, because of maybe they take a shower or they take a bath regularly, things like
yes.
that. But naturally, when you eat onions and garlic, you would smell different.
Oh,
Yes, that's the problem, but it's really good for your health.
yes.
Mm, all right. So in that case, it only means that when you eat plenty of onions and garlic, there's a chance for you to live longer because they are good for health. But the problem is you will die very lonely because people will stay away from you because you won't smell good if you
Oh,
eat too much of it.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we're done there. So let's go now to expression number 10. Okay.
Um, Table manners must have been invented by people who were never hungry.
Okay. Do you understand what it means?
Table manners. What means table manners?
Like what I've discussed to you earlier.
You.
Table manners means
Oh
how you
yes, yes.
behave.
Oh, I recalled.
Okay.
Uh, oh, it means the people who in the top
Mm-hmm.
cannot stand in other one's shoes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh,
Do you observe table manners? Let's say, for example, when you eat in a, let's say, when you eat at a restaurant with a client,
oh yes,
how do you act? Do you act formally when you're eating? Do
uh,
you just eat or you observe table manners?
uh, I'm not sure that time I'm hungry or not.
Okay. All right. But normally, especially for business situations, you must follow what they call table manners, right?
Yes,
Because you will appear rude if you don't follow table manners, right?
yes.
Okay. All right. So, what does it mean? So it says here, table manners must have been invented or created by people who were never hungry. Why do you think this person said people who created table manners are people who were never hungry?
People who were never hungry maybe means riches.
All right, are we sure? Is
Yes,
it only when they're richer?
or they have they have money. They don't worry about their life.
Mm. Do you think you can eat well when you're following table manners?
Not really.
All right. Because when you eat too much, how do you think your client would react? Do you think they would think that you're good? You're a good person?
They were saying I wasn't polite.
All right. Okay. So they would think that you're rude, right? They would
Yes,
think that you're not really polite, right?
yes,
So that's why you don't eat much when you're talking or when especially when you are talking with a client or someone you meet for a business related situation, right?
yes,
All right, okay. So that's why they say table manners must have been invented by people who were never hungry. Because when you observe, when you follow table manners, you cannot eat really well because you shouldn't eat too much, right? It's part of the table manners,
yes,
especially in business. You cannot even eat everything in your plate, right?
yes,
You must leave something on your plate.
yes.
All right. So
Why?
even so that's why even if you want to eat it, you still cannot eat it.
Yes,
All right. That's why they say people who were never hungry cuz if you don't observe table manners, you can eat a lot and you will feel full. But if you
yes.
observe table manners, you will feel hungry or not satisfied.
Oh, yes. Can you spell satisfied?
Okay, satisfied.
Satisfied. Oh
All
yes.
right. Okay. All right. Well, I think our time is almost over, but we only have one expression left. So, I want you to think about it and explain it to me in the next class.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Okay. So, thank you so much, Alvina.
Yes, you too, and have a good weekend. Have a good week.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good week ahead.
Oh yes, you
Bye.
too. Good night.
Good night.